Good morning, boys. I hope you are okay and not finding this lockdown too difficult. By now, all your heads of house should have been in touch with you just to check in on you and make sure you're doing okay. And I hope all of you also are working hard and submitting work on Google Classroom. I've sent lots of emails to your mums and dads explaining different things. And in those, each week has been a message from somebody famous or inspirational for you boys. Last week was Dan Walker from BBC Breakfast and Football Focus, and yesterday was Mako Vinopola, who is the England and British Lion prop. So look out for those. There'll be more to follow in the next few weeks. But I also it's important that I speak to you every week and send you a video message. And so the first of those is today. And my plan is to talk to you and draw attention really to our three pillars of boys, the Christian faith, and enterprise. And I'm going to tell you about a man today, a boy if you like, who I would like you to use as an example. His name is Rajinder Johar, and he was a senior occupational therapist at King George Medical College in Pradesh in India. And one day he arrived home from work and his life was changed forever. When he arrived home, there were three gunmen in his house trying to get all his money. And they shot at him. And he was rushed to hospital. And when he got to hospital, he and his family heard the devastating news that he would be paralyzed forever. One of the robber's bullets had irreparably damaged his spine. So here was this man with a brilliant career, had everything going for him, and yet he arrives home one day and his life is changed forever, and he realizes that he's going to be paralyzed for the rest of his life. At first, you can imagine he was upset, maybe got a bit depressed, but he was the sort of man who didn't feel sorry for himself for very long. And he learned to type using just 2 fingers and a thumb and started a magazine called The Voice, which helped to create awareness for people with disabilities. And then he started a trust called the Family of the Disabled. And this trust helps physically challenged people who are financially disadvantaged to get work and employment. My point is this: here's a man who really has suffered more than any of us, and hopefully more than any of us ever will suffer. And yet he didn't sit down under it. He didn't stay feeling sorry for himself. Even in the state he was in, he thought, I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to help other people through what has happened to me. I'm sure lots of you boys are at home at the moment and you're frustrated. You're maybe feeling a bit down in the dumps. Things are maybe getting on top of you. You think, I can't cope with this for the next few weeks and months. Well, can I just encourage you to think about examples like Rajinder Johar, and to use this situation to be enterprising, the second pillar, to be enterprising, and to think how you can make the best out of the situation you find yourself. I would encourage you, gents, to work hard. And not just work hard because you want to get a good level or a good GCSE or do well at your A level, but just work hard because you want to know more, find more things out, read books, try and work out how things work. Do some maths every day. Keep your mind active. Learn about history. Make discoveries about the world. Just use this time to come out of it. So when you come back to school, you know so much more. You've developed new skills. I encourage you to get fit, get strong, get healthy. Use this time. Don't just sit at home feeling sorry for yourself, wishing the time away, but actually grab it to learn more, to get fit and healthy, and to come back to Fulham Boys School, whenever that might be, just a better boy. And think as well this time, how can you've all got skills and abilities, how can you use those skills and abilities, like Rajinder Johar, to help other people? So the first 2 pillars, a boy, Rajinder Johar. Think of him as an example, an inspirational man. Use this time then, like him, to be enterprising. And my final thing is to leave you with a verse from the Bible in line with our Christian ethos. And I don't know if you know this, but Eskimos have got 40 different words for snow. Now you might say, why is that? Well, because to the Eskimo, snow is all around them, plays a huge part in their lives. And in Britain today, we've got lots and lots of different words for fear. Frightened, worried, anxious, scared, nervous, uneasy, troubled, unsettled, het up, on edge. We've got lots and lots of different words for fear. Why is that? Well, because fear is all around us. And maybe there's times over the last few weeks and over the next few months where you will feel afraid and anxious and het up and worried. But in the Bible, the most frequent command is this: do not be afraid. And I'm going to read to you two verses. They're found in a book called Philippians, and it's Philippians chapter 4, and it's verse 6 and 7. Listen carefully to these words. A man called Paul says this: do not be anxious or do not be afraid about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, that's asking for things, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Think about those things. I'm not frightened about what's going to happen, boys. You might think, wow, that's not because I'm big and hard. It's because I trust in God. And maybe you don't, and maybe your parents don't, and that's absolutely fine. But as a Christian head, I just want to say that that's what I do. I trust in God. And I've got no idea what tomorrow holds. But I believe as a Christian, I know who holds tomorrow. So do not be afraid. Think about Rajinder Johar. Use him as an inspiration. Use this time to be as enterprising, make things happen as much as you can. And at least think about verses like I've just read to you in Philippians chapter 4, verse 6 and 7. And do not be afraid. Gents, take care. And as I said to you a few weeks ago, when all this is past, I look forward to seeing you again. Cyfarofal. Diolch yn fawr.